Basically, how I do these is we usually sit in a party chat, and I will send you a link, or you subscribe and just wait and look on the channel for when I do post it, and you just follow along through the video. And simple enough.
Alrighty, just let me know when you're sending me the link.
And
Gotcha.
there's a 7-second delay, so if you're confused on something I said, just let me know and I can go back to it.
I'm just gonna mute the audio.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mute the YouTube video.
Sounds good.
Uh,
Let me know when you're in.
yeah, I'm in. I'm watching you on Hollywood.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in for your safety. Defend behind the barrier.
Okay, so just to start, nothing to really comment on yet, but just kind of outlining your job. Basically, in this scenario, you are the obvious off tank. In this kind of position, I guarantee you Tusk is going to run this same comp or slight variant with energy on Widow on Hanamura. And so basically, your job here is to be the off tank and off tank slash semi main tank, right? So you're going to be shielding up here most of the time. What we're basically looking at to other stuff that you need to look for when you're on Orisa within this comp is obvious shield management, since you don't have a Sig or another Rhine or any other shield tank to kind of trade out for shields. So we're going to have to look at shield management as well as placement. And then, I mean, honestly, I haven't really looked at your Orisa play too much, but Fortify usage is what I'm looking for mainly, as well as if you're syncing up with halts. I know you are a very vocal player, so make sure every time you're throwing that halt out, you're at least giving a, if anything, a 2-second countdown, or how I used to do it was just say pull and hope somebody followed up with it, which 2-second countdown's much better overall because it gives people gives anyone a second to prepare for the pull. So in this comp, you're following up with Dynamite, Fire Strike, Volley, Orb Volley from Zen, that kind of thing. Against what they're playing right now, where you want to be shooting the halt is if they rotate straight to point, then you're going to be looking to shoot up the back line. So you pull up the back line while Tusk engages the Rhine 1v1, yada yada yada. If they rotate behind this building, what you need to do is you need to be using your halt specifically for the use of slowing their rotation, or what's the word for it? Just honestly just fucking with the rotation. So in this comp, they have all four there on the left side. So this is basically trying to pull any of those out from behind any cover or shield so that we can follow up and get that pick, because if that one person is picked, I mean, they're obviously going to be set back 10 seconds, and it's also going to be harder for them to re-get that person. It's basically going to cause them to use more resources. So they'll have to use res, they might have to use nade, roll, Rhine shield, Zarya bubbles, that kind of thing. Got it? I know that was a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got you.
Okay. Okay, we don't eat fire strikes. Never eat a fire strike. Okay, bad pull. You don't need to worry about the Rhine being pulled here. And I would have stayed above. You didn't need to drop down. This all worked out. Good shield from you, though. Okay, you need to start making this rotation back up. I wouldn't really go for this chase. It's fine, though. Bad shield. You don't want to be posted up here. They're just going to roll over you. In the Brawl Mirror, Orisa Rhine will lose to Rhine Zarya almost every time. Okay, yeah, okay, a little bit earlier on the pull onto the Ana, but so far so good. I wouldn't have dropped. If anything, what you want to do when they're pressuring your shield, so like let's say you have no shield and they're pressuring you this way, instead of dropping, just push back a little bit further in the cafe, jump on the
Yeah,
stairs,
I
that
think
kind of
actually
thing.
that time I actually just fell off. Like I didn't mean to drop.
Gotcha. So yeah, just for the most part, anytime you're gonna doing this in this comp in this on this map, just make sure you're falling backwards and not jumping off, because then you're just gonna have to reset all the way. Good pull. Make sure you're at least trying to time it around the DM. It looks like you tried, but she held it for longer than he thought. But honestly, I wouldn't have gone for a pull right there unless you were looking to pull them off high ground, which you weren't. You shot it straight at the Rhine. Now, let's say if you hadn't used that resource there, what would have been better to save it for is when that diva jumped across to the high ground you were just on. During that rotation, if you pull her at the very end of her boosters, she's not going to make that jump. Your backline's going to be safe, and Tusk is now going to have a free swing target. Okay, so Fortify is Orisa's most important ability at the moment. It used to be Pull, now it's Fortify. When you use Fortify, you kind of want to use it as almost a second armor on top of the armor that you have. So you get half the damage reduction, and if this buff, God forbid, it comes through, it's going to be even more important to save the Fortify when you actually need to do tanking for your health and not your armor. So how I've told Tusk and another tank to do it is basically once your health gets down to her armor health ratio is 200 health and 250 armor, right? I believe
Hmm.
so. Basically, you want to let it get down to like 250 on your HP left. That's when you pop Fortify, because then you're going to still have that little bit of armor. You're going to have the half reduction of Fortify, plus you have all of that health. Using it this early, basically it just says to them, okay, we're not going to kill her for at least a good 3-4 seconds, so we'll just fuck off and shoot something else. You want to at least try to bait them in a little bit to try focusing on you just a bit more. Then you pop that Fortify, and then it's like, okay, well and then it kind of puts the mindset of them either finish the kill or they switch to something else, which it's more easy to finish, sure, but it also allows you to tank more. Basically getting the most value out of your abilities. You probably could have stayed up there a little bit longer since you popped Fortify. That would have been a better place to have Fortify at that point. Gex an idiot.
Stop the payload.
Okay. Not a big fan of the Fortify usage, but you did it to tank the stun, so we'll see if you needed another second. Okay, I'm fine with this Bongo. This is good.
Rip task.
Oh,
I hate this.
that's rough. Could have been better on your rotations there. Instead of dropping down, you could have just gone through the saloon, out the backside. But small things. Yeah, let's see the switch.
I
Good.
think we probably lose that anyway.
Yeah. Unlucky, but.
God, my diva's awful. Pretty embarrassing.
You say that, but so far, I think it's your best thing.
The only reason like I can even remotely play is I actually didn't play Ryan at all in Goats. Like I'm so bad. Like my Ryan playstyle was just awful for Goats. I played Diva in Goats.
Yeah. Okay, so now that you switched to Diva against their comp, you're going to be trying to pressure... I mean, obviously Diva is, in my opinion, probably the hardest off-tank, just because you have so many different jobs. You have to contest people on high ground. You have to peel for your back line. You also have to enable your,
Help you, Ryan.
yeah,
Yeah.
help your Ryan, your main tank, and so
You
many
can't
different
be
things
everywhere
that
at
you have to.
once.
Right, and so that's what makes someone like Fury such a great player because he is everywhere at once. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
so at this moment, since you guys are running double sniper, it's going to be hard to pressure out the snipers alone. So, like, if you had, let's say, an Echo or any kind of, someone who can get to high ground fast with you and push those people out, that's when your focus should try to shift more to that. At this moment, what you're looking to do, excuse me, is pressure out the DPS so they're forced to reposition, look away, that kind of thing. Because most of the time, unless they're caught out of position, you're not going to really connect the kill onto them. Um, so at this point, I think peeling for your backline is a little bit easier since you have the Brig, and she can do the peeling instead of you. So what you kind of want to try to balance out is helping your Rhine, occasionally peeling for your backline, but isn't necessarily 100% needed. And just pressuring the DPS, not looking for kills necessarily, but just pressuring them so they're force back, force reposition, that kind of thing.
Which, if you look at their team's actually really good. I don't know if you know this, but King Legend is probably one of the best DPS on console right now, especially in Tier 5. Like, he's the best DPS in Tier 5 right now, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
His Widow is
yeah.
freaking crazy.
I've played with him for quite a while.
He doesn't. I don't remember him being that good though. Like I remember skirming Solar Eclipse, and I would have remembered if he popped off like he does now, and I do not remember him doing that.
the first scrim that I saw him play in this. I mean, he absolutely fragged the fuck out. Like, you watch
He doesn't
Anubis, and that
miss.
was, yeah,
Like
at
he
least,
literally like never misses.
yeah. Don't get me wrong, he has definitely improved as of recently. But even back then, his Ash was a hell of an Ash. Um, so okay, honestly, after since I've already watched this before, it wasn't necessarily your fault that you got demech there. It's kind of Maddie's fault because she didn't bash the diva when she was out of position.
Oh, I think your mic just completely cut out. I don't know if you know that.
Management of
You cut
TM
out like
resources.
completely until like right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just heard my mic bleep. What I was saying was basically it's not entirely your fault that you got demeched right there. It was more Maddie didn't punish the diva when she was out of position for the bash. You got booped forward. Focus fire came in. You got demeched. Only thing I can say in terms of coaching is better management of DM. So think same thing as managing shield as Ryan, but different character. Okay, good.
If this gamer would not fuck off.
Okay, good. Make sure you're eating every single one of these Ryan's fire strikes. Good reposition.
Yeah, I try to contest high ground a lot.
Yeah, I see
Hard.
that. Honestly, it's kind of on the
And
team
I
that
call it
snipers
out.
haven't taken
I call
up.
it out. Yeah, I
Yeah,
call it out. Like I know you can't hear comms, so you
right,
know me. You know I'm calling stuff out like that.
right,
But I can't contest it by myself, and it
right.
seems like our DPS just did not want to play high ground at all, and I don't understand it. But it's
Yeah,
whatever.
it's what it is. But you're right. That is not necessarily on you. That you can control high ground like that. Okay, instead of going into the backline here, as soon as you got shot by the Widow, I would have 180'd and then just instantly gone after her to at least pressure her out. Because thinking of where the angle was, where she shot you, she hit you like right here, right? Um, I know this is
Yeah, I
like
don't even
this is very fast split second decision making, but if you has free LOS on your entire back line, basically everyone, right? Unless your Ryan completely turns around to try to block anything, but that leads up for any damage from the bulk of the team. So, like I said, it's
and
your
a
job
shatter.
to, shatter bomb, which comes through with this fight. But either way, as soon as you got shot right there, instantly, make a Yui and micro missiles and launch at the Widow. If anything, it's just going to pressure her to back up a little bit. You call out Widow's on high ground, and hopefully somebody starts to look that way. Um,
Look at their
that's kind
DPS.
of
Their
worst case
positioning is
scenario.
like they're positioning. Like they're just like solely based off their positioning. They're gonna win this fight.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
and we just nobody contested high ground. I mean, except you, but at that point you can't stay up there long except pressuring them out to back up for like 2-3 seconds, and then they peak the same angle.
because Nat is actually kind of crazy too. I've played on a team with him and he pops off. So I mean, needless to say, I was pretty scared of it. Like not scared, but like I respected the DPS enough to
Yeah,
not.
no, definitely.
Like there's some players that I respect, like, and not in like a egotistical way, just
I get it.
like
Giving
in a
them the
way
respect
that's
they
like,
deserve, to
yeah.
not do stupid shit and peak. Maddie used to have a problem with that as well.
Time to raise my DPS.
Okay, so something I want to try explaining to you. So the very first scrim that I watched you, one of the biggest things I noticed on Diva was that you constantly fired your micro missiles from very far away. Unless you have like the best fucking aim in the entire world, you're gonna hit maybe 2 or 3 of those rockets. It's not gonna be worth the value compared to saving it for something like when you're up and close and diving on someone, when you're in the face of the Rhine trying to burn his shield, that kind of thing. So instead of it shooting it from long range, try to save it for more useful things like trying to dive on someone for that burst damage. You get the booster damage, you get your primary, your micro missiles, and the melee. They should die in like a second or two, right? But instead, anytime you were to dive, you didn't have your micro missiles until halfway through that dive, which would make it harder for you to follow up on any of the kills that you dove on.
I think we shatter bomb here. I tried to remember
Yep.
correctly.
Yes, I think you do. You guys are probably going to get more value if instead of just throwing bombs straight at them, try to throw it on a little bit of an angle upwards so that it's less predictable for where it lands. Also, think of it like a sphere around the bomb, so like anything in that sphere gets the full 600 damage onto them, right? So if you throw it above, you are now encompassing almost like you're encompassing all of this space when you throw it. Compared to throwing it straight down here, you're probably catching anything. I mean, yeah, you'll probably kill someone that's standing up here, but let's say if it wasn't that far of a wide of a range, right? So let's say if you throw the bomb straight right here, it lands on the ground. You're not going to kill this person because they're going to be up here. They're going to be outside of that sphere and not going to be able to hit them. Understand? So throwing it up in the air is just going to cover more area in general, and obviously make it a little bit less predictable for the enemy team to try to block it, try to get behind cover, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, because let's be real, how many times has this bomb came at you throughout the entire time you've played Overwatch, and you thought, oh, I'm definitely not going to get hit by this, and then it comes at like just the right angle that it hits you. You know?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I think your mic cut out again.
Defense matrix activated.
Sorry, it cut out again. Did you say anything?
No, I kind of heard where it cut out.
Yeah, okay.
I just letting you know.
Giddy. Okay, so I was fine with those micro missiles right there because one, you're shooting through an ant matrix into a Rhine shield. That Rhine shield is going to break it exceptionally fast. So that was fine right there. Also, really good eat on the Deadeye. Good timing by you.
I guess in my head when I'm thinking these long range missiles, I guess I'm thinking I'm going to get them back once the fight actually starts. And I guess I'm just thinking for ult charge is what I don't know.
Right, right.
You know,
And sometimes that's okay, but you got to think for. Hold on 1 second. For the span of 8 seconds, are you going to need those micro missiles? You know, that's the biggest thing that you need to understand. And to help yourself improve on any character that you do, if you're not sure about a cooldown that you're using, ask yourself after the map, hey, during that second, did I need that cooldown for something else that would have gotten bigger value? And eventually you'll start to learn, like, and it just becomes more muscle memory. So like, um, something for like Lucio beat, right? You kind of play around with when you need it, when you don't need it, that kind of thing. And if you keep playing around with that, eventually it's going to get in your mind. There, you know, a month away, you're like, oh, I've seen this scenario happen a dozen times. I need to beat here, or I don't need to beat here. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Same thing's going to happen with the muscle memory for any ability that you use for CD wise. Okay, you didn't need to hold DM for so long against the Kree. You want to try to look to eat this damage so your team gets out of the way. There's a matrix right there, so.
I don't know what I was doing back there. I guess I was thinking like I was trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, you're going on the flank for it. That's perfectly fine. I understand.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I've seen Poco do shit like that, even in Overwatch League, and sometimes it works.
Yeah. Good eye on the McCree. See, that is exactly when I want you to use micro missiles in a situation like that. Instead of doing it far range, if you hadn't used that, let's say if you used it like when the D.Va had thrown bomb down trying to burst the D.Va, I mean, which was actually would have been fine at that point too. But either way, if you didn't have that, you probably wouldn't have done as much damage to this Kree as you probably wouldn't. You probably could have, right? So those are the kind of situations I want you to try to use DM for. Good DM.
Trust kind of scares me sometimes, these charges.
Agreed. Yep.
It can set that free. You never know when you're lurking around. The second you get stunned and hammered, you're just dead.
Goodie.
I think I get a really good bomb on Mercy here. I need this.
Good, yeah, good bomb. I was hoping you would do something like this. Nice.
Because I knew they were over there.
Yep.
That's where they're playing the whole game.
I don't know how you didn't get hit by that shatter. Good eat on the fire strike. Good. Make sure you're eating more of this damage for the Ant Matrix. There's a lot of times where you just run away. Make sure you're trying to eat that when it's in use.
Okay.
Initiating. Ready for battle.
All better.
Defend objective A. Showtime.
Yeah, them going best and affecting we really just rotated perfectly.
Yep.
Which is what I like. Once I saw that, I actually was the one that called
to be fair, you didn't rotate perfectly, but again, it's not your fault. It was kind of Maddie's fault. I already did a VOD review with her and told her, yeah, you fucked up here.
What'd she do? I thought
she used amp on that first choke when she didn't need to, and instead because I mean honestly when I was playing, this happened like so many fucking times where people would run this treetop type of strat, right? And the most important part for when you're using your speed boost is for when you're closing this gap instead of closing, because I mean look at the LOS of this team, right? So closing this gap, it's like in between this left building and the very corner of this right building, right? That's not very long. You just need to use DM to get past that, little bit of Ryan shield and you're good. Compared to this, where you have from the corner of that building all the way down here, that's a little bit longer of a trek for everyone, so that's when you need to save speed boost in general. But that's for Maddie, not really for you. Fuck. Good eat by you. Okay, so a play I want you to try to make for at least if this situation happens again is once you get to this cafe and you have boosters, come out this door, booster up, because if they don't rotate fast enough, you're gonna get at least one or two knockoffs from this, right? They get knocked off and your whole team's down here. They're gonna collapse on that one person. That person's gonna die. Yeah, you kind of get caught in no man's land.
Yeah, they're bashing, like, that was a weird rotation, but it worked
Going
out.
to Mercy.
Kinda
Fine, you
peaceful
sacked
right
your
there.
mech for the Mercy. This is fine.
Hold.
I mean, that's perfectly fine trade. You sacked mech, then well, you got your life for traded for the Mercy. So
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Got the payload and I'm moving out.
I was like, well, whole team's already up there. I don't think the whole team will already be up there already.
honestly, I have no clue why they didn't keep Pack in if they're just gonna run Ryan the entire time. This guy was actual dog shit on Ryan.
Oh yeah, this guy is not very good at Ryan now.
No.
I think I kind of will do another map where I'm on Ryan versus Pat is kind of making it silly, but
Good. Keep in the face of this Mercy constantly. Instead of switching focus onto that diva, you should have just gone after the Mercy still. Yep, thumbs up. Okay, so you want to control high ground instead of staying on the cart right here. You should have gone up to the top left.
I guess where we had Shatter Bomb, I was thinking just keep him boosted to that. But I should have still kind of.
That's fair, but I mean, look how slow this comes for a Shatter
Yeah.
Bomb, right? I mean, this was plenty of time for you to go up there, do your thing, stay up there, and then once they come back, or once they push you off, you still have time to set up for a Shatter Bomb.
Routing power to forward shield. Routing power to forward barrier.
I'm getting so upset with Doomfist that he's carrying him so hard. That's the thing about Doomfist, like he either carries or does nothing, feels like.
Big feed from Legend. Good D-Mech. Need to be faster on that peel. Good lamp. Actual fat.
The only problem with our team is they're not calling like when the Doom's on them. So like I just had to allow them just kind of look.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes it a little bit harder for me to peel when nobody's calm to bring me peel for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably should have followed that Diva.
Yeah, poke good. Yeah, good. I was gonna say, definitely use that as soon as you get drone out. Good.
That was a waste of window.
Yeah, it was, but I think he switched it over to Ana, maybe?
I don't know. Can you DM back heals? I don't think you can.
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure enough on that. Like, I know you can DM Ana heals, but I'm not
Right,
sure
but
for
that's
VAP heals.
two-way, so...
Because VAP is projectile and Ana's 16, so...
Well, no, it's not even the fact that it's projectile, it's the fact that it's straight heals versus Ana, which could be, you know, damage or heals.
Yeah.
Time to raise my APS.
I don't know what happened to our team, I don't know.
I think somebody was above you and picked off your backline. Or at least one or two people in your backline. Yeah, it's time to get out of dodge if you can. Which, yeah, I was about to say you should be able to.
Yeah. I tried to help Tess get out, but...
Yeah, yeah.
I just want you to know the reason that I went back in sparring because I looked at my...
Yeah, no, I know. Bap, I saw. Bap was on his own and Lucio wasn't coming to you.
Well, that too, but they both had their ults. I was...
Yeah, right. Okay, so instead of flying back, you should have flown into the room to the right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's small thing, small mistake. Yeah, you just wait. I was about to say you want to be spamming these to try to build all.
I get hit. It's probably better, but I died anyway.
Yep. Even better.
We should get the payload moving.
I'm gonna shoot you down.
See, waste of micro missiles there.
Time to raise my APS.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably happened here, honestly.
Okay, not the best bomb because think of what the ults that you just used, right? You use Diva Bomb and you use Amp Matrix. Amp Matrix in itself is going to force anyone that's looking in this choke to go on the right side or left side, right? Yes, and it's going to force them this way. And throwing your bomb straight down the middle is just doing the same thing. They're going to both hide on left or right, either right here. They're going to go in this side room. They're going to come up top. They have drone, whatever. Which you did force out Lamp from this. But honestly, a better bomb would have been to, instead of just throwing it straight out here, which is in essence what the Amp Matrix is doing, throw it either left side through here, or you're throwing it, you know, maybe from like where Tusk is, or on this angle, like right here, on the right side towards the RV. Ooh. Shouldn't have peeked that far since they had Amp Matrix, but it's fine. I'm
I didn't even realize it was up right there until I died.
Yeah.
Look, Frida. I don't really for sure how we end up winning this.
They see 9. Yeah.
Well, that, but I'm not sure. I guess our DPS came back and got kills.
Yeah. So far so good.
Welcome to reality.
I think I played Sigma here.
Yep.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Oh, actually, I started in 9.
You're not getting
Yeah, unlucky. You're just looking to die on cart here.
Yeah. I'm not quite too sure that good strategy did not work, but you know.
What's up?
I said that strategy ended up not working, but I think it would have been better with a Lucio.
Yeah.
Did we have a Lucio? We might have had a Lucio, I don't remember.
No, I think Matty was on Moira.
Yeah. Honestly, was zoned out here. I should probably have gone Orisa, but
Yeah, honestly, to be totally fair, with both you on Ryan and Arissa, Tush should have been on Ryan. You should have been on Arissa, especially since you should be playing. I mean, from what you played from the rest of the map was Ryan Sig. That would have been just. It doesn't reset all charge, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Justice rains from above.
Unlucky with the sleep.
Yeah. Luckily, I was jumping back around the corner, so they couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think they could have killed me either way, but. Boss is pretty good on it, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, he is. Okay, so instead of backing here, I know the Orisa shield's broke, but you just need to beeline it straight towards the Rhine and bully the fuck out of him, right? Because in this instance, the dragon's cutting them off, so yes, they're still going to get healing, but they're not going to be able to really kite far enough. So you just want to push his shit in and keep pushing forward. I know the shield's gone, but I mean, the Widow's peeking right over here, and I think, yeah, the Tracer just died anyway, so. Yeah, make sure you're consistently checking this right side, so... okay. Don't know how that happened, but alright.
Yeah, I literally had my shield up. That's why I was so
Yeah.
mad. That's like one of the only shatters I didn't block from him when I literally had my freaking shield up. Oh, yeah, I was just trying to live. Pretty good shield hopping.
Yep. Good chatter.
He only blocks one of my shadows on this one. I tried a 360.
Okay, you're holding your shield up too long right here. Just let it... Widow's already start backing up and see if she even hit from a new angle. Let your shield recharge during that. I mean, if you don't have a full 1600 by the time the next starts, then you probably did something wrong. Or they did something very right. Good peel for them. This is
Yeah, I knew
good.
what it was.
Yep, yep. No, that was good.
No one can hide anything like sight.
Unlucky shield bubble. Good for anyway.
Yep.
That trance, by the way, ended up kind of fucking us.
Yeah.
Like if I could have full held.
Yeah.
She's a sweet person though, so.
Yeah. Yeah, she talked. We talked about it. I told her that she completely just fucked that over. Because I'm pretty sure I've already done a VOD review on every map that she played so far.
I think she was. I think she was just stacking with just the reaction.
Yeah. No. Her thought process was if she dies here, because during that fight, I think we had only gotten a pick on. No, we had gotten a pick on both their tanks.
Yeah.
But I think in her mind she was like, if I don't trance here, then if I die, we're gonna lose the fight because I have trance, you know. So she just thought it would be more value to pop it. But yeah, told her at the end of the day she should have saw that both their tanks were dead. They aren't gonna win that fight. But it was kind of like as soon as Pulse went out, both of the Zarya then died after that, which was just kind of unlucky. Good block. Yeah, nothing you could do. It's fine though.
Trying to help Garth, yeah. Yeah. Plus that on a pocket in the Rhine duel is pretty annoying.
Yeah.
To play against.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the only time he blocks my shadow this next fight. When I kind of move a little bit.
I wouldn't have dropped. Probably should have stayed up top, but you did get the kill, so it's fine. If anything, either you or Tusk should have stayed up top.
Yeah. He blocks this here.
Alright, that was just trying to go for style at that point.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't want to shadow blocks.
Okay, you're lucky that drone was up. When you went for that fire strike, definitely wasn't the move there. You should have just backed up and waited for it.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to go for that, because one, you got antied from it, and you got chunked out even more. Good luck on the run, though. Yep, keep hammering in.
God, these antis are just so good.
Yes, but on part, it's also on you that they were hitting every time. You just got to get better at blocking those.
It's also pretty easy to get anti there, even with shield up. You just have to throw a bit much shit and hit the wall.
Yep.
He shattered people here too, I think. But I don't think I blocked this one coming up. It's the only other one I don't block. They actually only one I don't block. The first one should have been a block.
Okay, so definitely shouldn't have 180 charge that. That was kind of stupid on his part. Yes, he did hit people with that shatter and everything, but once he pins backwards, that gives you a free shatter. The card's almost about to touch, and if all your team is behind you, because looking at this team, there's no one really that's going to be able to touch the cart and contest the cart. I know Energy could have, but everyone else wouldn't have been able to touch the cart when you pin backwards. It was your job to just stay on cart at that point, because for the most part, tanks are the people who are supposed to contest the objective, not DPS, not support, unless it's absolutely necessary. So instead of going for that 180 charge, definitely just stay on point there. If a shatter opens up, go for the shatter, start swinging through, block any heals that the Ana could be throwing onto the Ryan, that kind of thing. Shouldn't have shattered.
Yeah.
Even if you had hit people there, it would have been kind of a waste. They had already capped. You want to save it for the next fight. And you already were up 2, so it wasn't really necessary that you needed to shatter that. Good attempt.
I don't know what. What happened?
You tried to charge the Genji, but... Personally, I don't like doing that, just because you can do more consistent... It's basically high risk, high reward type of thing when you do that. Yes, you do have the Orisa, so the risk is less severe, but instead of going for that pin, just doing that consistent damage with a swing is going to be probably a lot better than going for that counter, the charge back, trying to get him.
Another thing I sometimes do, like if I know they have blade, and like what I'll do is in the Rhine battle, like I'll look back, like I'm gonna try to shatter the Genji blade in the background, and then I'll whip back around and shatter the team, because usually Rhines will just drop the shield once they see me turn around.
Right.
I think I'm gonna shatter Genji. Sometimes it's good, because sometimes like I shatter the whole team, but then sometimes it's bad because the Genji kill everybody.
Yep, puts the shit in. Could've gone for a fire strike right there. Good fire strike on that one. Very nice. Good. Oh, unlucky about the sleep.
Yeah. Yep.
Good, I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say, definitely the play there was to turn towards the Yana, not the Genji and ball. You're not really going to be able to catch up to them that well.
Yeah, Walter messaged me up there and said, fuck your, he said, fuck you and fuck your hammer. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, he said we could have won there if you didn't actually chase me.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
I go sing on a Tet though, I think I remember. Because Tess kind of got mad. He's like, why are you on Ryan again? I was like, oh fuck. Forgot you're a Ryan player. I literally forgot he was a Ryan player for a second. I was like, yeah. I don't think he enjoyed playing this at all.
That wall from Gek.
Yeah, that was a very good wall.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know who Gek is. Did he play for Eclipse or something?
No, so Laz or Ravenous Fork, Tusk, Gek, and Maddie all played for Oasis.
Okay.
But after this season, Gek, Laz, and Tusk obviously going to be on SR, and potentially Maddie.
So who's Ravenous Fork? Who's that? I thought that was just miscommunication. I thought Iran was still pushing.
You're good. Yeah.
Right there, not dead.
Yep. Lazaga.
Gotcha.
Lazaga.
So is that his main account, or like what's his main account?
His main account is just like a variation of his name. So like, I think his main is a GEKYUE.
Cause I've never heard of him, but he does really well.
Yeah, he. I'm pretty sure before Oasis he used to play in T5, and then I guess decided he wanted to play in T4 a bit. Joined Oasis. So yeah, I don't know much else besides that.
Because SR's tier 5. I'm pretty sure he's been sprinting tier 5 teams at least.
Yeah, no, yeah, we are, and this is definitely T5, but I'm just Oasis is T4. Good kill on you.
I don't know what he was doing.
Didn't need to use grass for this. Honestly, shouldn't have been poking this for so long.
Yeah.
So.
I really didn't. That rocket hit me. I thought he was gonna hit the 55 to get him.
Good shield. Good rock. Okay, you hit it. You have a great shield right here that if you don't throw this shield, we absolutely would have lost this fight.
What is it? Which shield is it?
Right there. Did you see it?
Which one? The one where I just shielded off the right?
The one where I just paused it. Yeah.
On the high noon?
Because if you don't hit this, energy dies. You probably die. It was like when I watched this, I was like, how the fuck did energy not die? And then I see the shield in front of me, like, holy shit, what a good shield. I don't know how one of those shots didn't hit the Kree.
Unfortunate.
That's really good for us too, winning a fight like that when they stagger, because the best thing for them to do is like be able to hold up top for the defenders on that bridge.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
Cause
That's
that
what
is like
making that last contest on first is kind of rough.
it's honestly
Because
stupid. It's honestly better just to give it up and because that high ground.
sometimes, but like
Yeah, it
the
just depends.
but the end of first with alt can be very easy to hold.
Yeah.
It's just the second point if you hold up there, it's just fucking nutty if you can get that
In my
positioning
opinion,
first.
Rialto is one of the easiest maps to full hold. Like I think I full held the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
on
for sure.
Rialto. Like a double burger, it's like
Good eat.
burger so annoying.
Good shield. Good attempt. Yeah, good move from their fire.
Yeah, that was annoying. Small pack really getting an ego emote and I respond like that.
Yep.
I
Damn,
get a really
boy.
good flex here. Yeah.
Woo! You just said fuck caution. I'm throwing that shit to the wind.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just kind of surprised the Sig didn't rock you, but I think he had just used it.
That's another one of those players that I, like if I'm playing against a good sick player, then I'm either making sure he rocks or I'm shielding myself.
Yeah.
He's one of the people I know who the fuck is this guy. He's not gonna. Like, I know it sounds very egotistical, but
No,
like,
it makes sense. It's perfectly fine. I get it.
Like I saw like a big opportunity like that. I was like, I
Yeah.
gotta hit this.
Good attempt.
Double bird is like so cancer to play against.
Yeah, Moth kind of sucks, but
Echo is a balanced character.
what's up?
I said Echo's a balanced character. Smile.
Yeah, right.
Something that can kill a tank in like half a second.
Mm-hmm.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
There's a good flank from their Echo. If I'm nitpicking, probably want to try to save the rock for the pin because the Echo is just trying to get her ult as fast as possible. So she's going to play much more aggressively, meaning she's going to go for stupid pins like that.
Yeah.
So just which you got the kill on her even before she was able to complete a pin. So I mean, worked out. Another thing is you tend to be more aggressive in front line a bit, especially on rotations. Try to as either Diva, Sig, mainly Diva and Sig. Make sure you're trying to stick back a little bit so you're able to protect your backline from any kind of poke that comes through. Right. Let me try to show you.
I think that's just my Ryan mentality.
No,
I
yeah,
guess,
yeah,
coming through.
absolutely, understandable. But when you guys were coming up the stairs here, both the Pharah and the Echo rotated around this way and had free line of sight on your back line. Which, if you were to hang back just a little bit with your supports, you could have just thrown a shield up here, throw a couple orbs out, and then they're just gonna back off, right? So just try to play a little bit more passive so on these rotations so that you can at least protect your backline when needed.
Gotcha.
But not unwelcome development.
I think we lose this map, don't we? Yeah,
Nope,
we do.
you win.
I'm pretty sure we lose because this is after test draft. We said we got tilted or something. So.
No, you guys won this. I remember. I said, I'm pretty sure you did.
Thank you, my Echo.
Good attempt on the rock. Good. Okay, so really good thing that you're doing here is constantly keeping an eye out on the Pharah. Very, very good. Not many SIGs are actually going to do this. But second thing is I'm starting to notice that when you use rock isn't at the optimal time, right? I remember specifically I was watching a coaching video by Jake, and he was kind of highlighting Krong's play, and it was either when he said this or it was listening to a podcast and a coach was on or something. But either way, whenever you're playing Sig, you want to make sure that you're only throwing rock out if it's going to be a consistent hit, right? Um, because I mean, honestly, that's I would say is Sig's best ability is rock, right? Um, just because it is that stun and it is that big burst of damage, you want to try to save it for the very particular needs or situations that you need it for. So uh, even if it might not look like big value overall, so compared to like let's say if you had hit that rock on the Pharaoh, right? Farah falls to the ground, you get the kill. They grab afterwards, and Ryan starts charging you with a nano on him. What do you think would have been better, trying to rock the Ryan to push him back a little bit, or getting that pick on the Farah?
Definitely the Ryan, because they're probably going to
Exactly.
miss the fair anyway. With
Right.
Elk.
Exactly. So it sometimes it's not going to look like it's this massive play, but by you holding it for the necessary things that are going to net value for your team is going to be better than trying to hit something flashy like this on the Farah. Besides, you already have 2 hit scans, so there's no need for you to really pay as much attention to her by using resources and CDs such as rock. You know what I mean?
The only reason I was watching for here, I knew she had a
Yeah, right, because she was
so
looking for
kinda
Barrage. I totally understandable. I understand that. But I'm pretty sure, at least from reactions that I've seen, I'm pretty sure you could have reacted fast enough to thrown it at her when she's at least a stationary target. You know, instead of trying to yeet it out there and get the pick before the ult was even used. So. See what she did right there too. So that's good. Good dodge on the sleep. Yeah. You don't lose because I have no fucking clue. Because I'm pretty sure you saved this second point because when you switched the ball, I'm pretty sure you just knocked everyone off.
Yeah, I somehow managed to see not like they see not. I don't remember. I thought I could maybe try to C9 doing this.
Yeah.
Not very many people. By the way, that's something you hardly ever see anybody do. I bet 99% of tank, 90% of tank players wouldn't have done this.
Probably not. No. I think that was just a regular C9. I don't even think you knocked them off.
Yeah, it's a C9.
Yeah, they went to peel for their Ana, or at least try to peel for their Ana.
I went to the C9 though.
You were what?
Over that wall.
Not C9 entirely. It was, what I was saying was it looked like originally you had booped them off the point. So you had forced the C9, but...
Oh, we lose this here. I remember. We do lose this map. I remember this specifically. I get big Mac and I absolutely fucking destroy Raza with Baby Diva.
Bro, I'm telling you, I am pretty sure you win this map.
Maybe
Like, because there's only 2 maps that you won, and I could have swore it was Rialto.
I know we won the last map. No, we won Hollywood and we win the last map. Here is this one.
Good kill.
Yeah, we testing her. Yeah, this one Tess told me something because like you said he's tired of small pack blocking his shatters or something like that.
Yeah.
Watch this right here. I think I fuck Wazzy here. Watch this.
Yep, you do. Very nice, very nice.
I hit like old head. He's like.
Yeah, honestly he just stood still, which was dumb on his part, but.
Baby Diva OP. Gotta respect the damage. There's more damage than what people give the credit. That was a great grab, by the way. Huh?
Yeah, right. Then they grab. No, I'm telling you, you guys win this. I know you win this for fact. Good peel, by the way.
We lose because we C9. Like it looks like we should win, but we end up C9ing because Ball and I
I
run
could
the
have
back
swore
line.
I saw the victory, but maybe you did.
Yeah. Because I
Oh,
started chasing this person and we
you
C9.
did. See, yeah, because it
Yeah.
just said victory. That's
Yeah.
weird. Okay, well, I mean, it was really close.
We
Honestly,
would have won
you would
that.
have won,
Yeah.
but unlucky. But um,
And then
didn't see your Zarya, didn't see your Hog. Go ahead, sorry.
that's the last map I played Ryan the whole time, I think.
Nice. It was
Because this is when
Oasis, right?
Tusk. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because Tusk had to go.
Oh, right, yeah, Tusk dipped out. Gotcha. Um, so for Diva, big things that you got to work on again is those micro missiles. For making sure you're getting the most value out of them, not just slinging them across the map type of thing. Things that you do actually really good on is peeling. I noticed in the first or second trial that you were really good at peeling for your backline. Um, I have to look at it more, but there's something about your DM usage that you gotta clean up a bit. Bombs just need work in general. Oh, one thing that you have been doing a lot. Here, I'll show you. Give me just a second.
Want to show me a bomb tech or
Yep.
something?
No, I'm going to show you what you do and how you should be doing it. So a lot of the time when I noticed throughout these trials is this is how you would do it, right? You would kind of go in and then you would switch it up and then throw it up like this, right? Problem with this kind of bomb is where it lands, right? You're throwing this bomb straight up and you only get half the momentum of the boosters and it just falls straight down. It's in a sense it's kind of easy to predict sometimes. So although you get that fly, you do that halfway through. I personally, this is probably personally more than anything, I prefer to see bombs that are like not doing that shit. Sorry, because even I do that occasionally. I'm not gonna lie, but flying straight up in the air, throwing bomb, because then the booster's gonna carry it up, and it's gonna be less predictable for them because again, it's gonna give them this entire area for bomb to hit compared to just falling on the ground and you missing like the very top of the ceiling kind of thing. Or
So you're saying use all my boosters and then let bomb go?
most of the time, yeah, I would say so. I mean, yes, there are going to be some situations where that kind of bomb is kind of necessary. So like, I mean, it's probably not going to happen anymore. But think of Goat's era. So like when you would do this and then you would throw the bomb straight up and it would land in the grav. That would be one, but again, that's, like I said, not happening again, so.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sig, I think I covered the big thing with the rock. So far, your eat has been pretty good for what I've seen. Shield management's okay. I think you leave it out a little bit too long, but again, that's fine. It just takes a little bit more work to get it down right.
Yeah, with new Sig, I used to take it down a lot, but with new Sig, where it's like a 2-second shield, if I leave it out a little bit longer, it's like if I drop it, there's a little big gap and just destroy us.
Right. I don't play Sig anymore just for that reason, because it feels so weird to me.
It took getting used to for me, because I used to, that's when I was actually like fine, like when season 23 when Ryan and Sig were really good. So I could play both those tanks pretty well.
Yeah. Or okay, so if you're gonna go for the how you've been throwing your bomb, where you go like this and then you throw it up at like the 1 second mark, instead use some of the boosters to do that. So you go up and then you throw it at like 2 seconds instead of the 1 second mark. That way it's not gonna fall straight down afterwards. It's still gonna be stuck in it's basically gonna be in mid-air instead of all the way at the top of the ceiling, and instead of all the way being at the bottom. It's kind of right in the middle, right? So let me show you what I mean. Okay. So do this right at the last second for 2 seconds. See how it landed right in the middle? I mean, that was not the best example because I did launch it like as soon as I hit one, but do you understand what I mean by when I say that?
Yeah.
You're kind of doing it right in between, so it hits somewhere in midair, right below, or right above, like Ryan's shield, Arista's shield, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, at the moment, Sig looks fine again. Just make sure you're using your rocks for the most optimal and high value play instead of just you know, throwing it out to get the pick. Yeah, I mean, you didn't really play anything else. The Orisa, honestly, what I was looking for in an off tank was basically just basic knowledge on how to play Orisa and how to play ball. So from what I've seen so far on Orisa, you have the knowledge of it. You were a main tank. I have no doubt that you have the rest of it on, you know, even Ryan, Ball, Winston to a degree, you know, everything. So there we go. That's probably a better bomb. There we go.
If you want to see my Zarya, actually, just before I grouped up with you, I just played a comp game with Zarya in 42.
What time is it? Maybe another night. I'm probably gonna jump into some comp. I haven't really had a chance to play in a couple of days.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's all I really have for you. Until we get a team finalized with, honestly, basically just main support and backup slash depth to the roster. I'm not really going to be doing much of team stuff until we get that, you know, full roster, and then we'll start working on more broad picture things. So until then, it'll just be one-on-ones. Yeah. So next time we do a scrim, I prefer if you reach out to me to do a VOD review. I prefer scrims instead of comp games, just because scrims are what matter more than comp games, and
true.
You know, you'll have actually reliable players on your team and not just shitters. So,
which actually makes sense why you haven't been able to come to a lot of scrims, because I remember that you used to scrim later.
Yes.
I remember you always 9:30 scrims.
Yep.
So the earliest you did. I remember now.
Yep.
That's also kind of gave it away too. I was like, you can't do stuff till later.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when anytime we tried to set the scrim, it had to be at 9:30 at the earliest.
Right. Yeah, and even then, I was at least having to push back the scrim 15 minutes every time. So, yeah, it's what it is. But yeah, so I mean, Overwatch has made it nice for me, and I have codes now, so that's the lovely part.
Gotcha.
So, yep. So yeah, like I said,
what are you up to? You looking for a duo right now, or are you just soloing, or?
I mean, I'll do it if you want. It don't matter.
Sure. What rank are you right now?
Depends on the role.
I was gonna play duo tank. I mean, unless you don't want to play tank.
No, tank's fine. I don't mind. Tank's at I think 36 right now. I've honestly just been playing more DPS and support as of recent.
Okay. Well, it's whatever you want to play. It doesn't matter to me. I just thought the duo Ryan Orisa would be kind of fun.
Yeah, me on Ryan, right?
Now I remember the Rogues Orisa.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, lately I've been trying to play just a shit ton of Winston. Winston's actually pretty good at the moment, at least until experimental comes through.
We can run double bubble for sure.
Fuck
I think it's
yeah,
really fun.
get it.
So underrated.
Yes.
Not